Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Rivers now from the 50. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
Rivers pass.
And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play. On third down, Rivers. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Andy Isabella was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. Throwing again. Rivers. And this will be incomplete.
Intended for
a lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Intended for Trey Burton. Incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Fourth down, Rivers. Going for it all. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on fourth down. And the Lions will take over. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on fourth.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And that'll bring up second down.
It's now second and 10.
To throw on second and 10. Stafford hit as he throws there, incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it'll bring up third down. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up third and 10. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
There'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit. They're in the same spot again.
We'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a third and 10. Rivers. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
Complete to Marlon.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller, since the screen pass was available, whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On the pickup.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Brought him down. A gain of 1 yard. And
they'll run on first down to Marlon Mack. And he stopped immediately there. In on the tackle, Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 30-yard line.
Now a second down throw for Rivers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
10 yards to go.
They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time. Now meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Darius Leonard, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. It's caught. Jones. The 30. 10. Touchdown. Detroit. Marvin Jones. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Colts take over.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On 2nd down and 4, Rivers. He completes this one to Mack. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Colts.
They'll run on first down. It's Mack pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
The Colt ball game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked by the rookie, Jeff Okudah. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted.
That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just
I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but it's going to be second down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And it's third down. The Colts on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
First down, Indianapolis.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
A gain of 6.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action. Rivers. That's going to be caught. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Andy Isabella hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Colts have taken the lead. It's up and good, and the lead now moves to 9-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown.
Rigoberto Sanchez.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Matthew Stafford sacked.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Darius Leonard in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ballgame. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Phillip Rivers now gears up to take the offense back out there. He's got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, you're taking out the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good to this point. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see a breakdown as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
He's got his tight end, Burton. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now arguably the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
A good pickup there on first as a screen pass gets a made.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. 2
yards to go.
It's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him the first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kerryon Johnson, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
10 yards to go.
Again, it's Stafford. That's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
That's taken on the 25. 35 yards that time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Phillip Rivers now gears up to lead the offense on the field. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you're talking about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of the season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Paris Campbell. Incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They'll run for it. This is Mack. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 16 yards, a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Desmond Trufant on the coverage.
Throwing again. Rivers. He's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Phillip Rivers with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Rigoberto Sanchez.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
28-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
Kickoff for Detroit.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard.
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Staying on the ground with Mack.
Marlon Mack, the ball carrier.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
3-yard pickup.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
To throw is Rivers. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Catch made here by Campbell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2nd and 12. They'll throw again. Rivers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
And the Colts first down.
Rivers again. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Jonathan Taylor at the Colts ball.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. This one into the hands of Burton. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being...
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Vernon Butler breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Caught at the 7-yard line. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And this is going to be incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Rivers to throw for it on 4th. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. The run on 4th and goal from the 4 is stopped short. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From his own goal line, Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And they'll get him down up past the 15.
That's good.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game. He comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
It's a gain of 7.
We're able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Stafford. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now another drive coming for Phillip Rivers and the Colts. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your player? Do you go right to turnovers.
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
That's what he's done here in this one so far. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the fourth. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And that is incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target. And now it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Jeff Okuda.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
The ball carried by the wide receiver. Tracy Walker on the tackle. A gain of 8 yards. And it's third down.
Rivers on 3rd and 2. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Complete to
it goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
8-yard pickup.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Rivers pass. Complete.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
24-yard line.
Again, it's Rivers. And that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off. Right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on the third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the fourth, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there, and I know if we go to the postgame press conference...
Oh, he lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground, and the Colts pick it up, and he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That catch good for only a couple. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he takes this one in for the Colts touchdown. A 4th touchdown pass there for Phillip Rivers. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And his kick is good. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you? Under pressure, they got him again. Darius Leonard in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Colts pick it up. And he won't get in, but you can't be set up any better than that. They'll have the ball at the 1-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve. They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think the 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And I don't think he got in. He did it. He stood at the 1-yard line. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Justin Houston on the stop. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
Again, it's Johnson. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. The Lions on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here. 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's taken down inside the 30. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Indianapolis.
Throwing here, Rivers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Right back to him for 10 more and a 1st.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. That's a screen pass. That's complete.
Rivers pass.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Rivers pass.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. And they go screen. It's complete. Well, they had it stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. Give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll look to run with Taylor. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this.